Waiting on YouTube here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are live. Welcome to Wall Street Sizing Up is the channel. Clearly, we are stocktrade.tips. You can find us on the internet. Stocktrade.tips. That is a real website that'll lead you directly to our Telegram community. So welcome if you're here. This is Stocks to Watch. Look, it's a Sunday. I know you got things to do. I got things to do. So we're going to go ahead and hit it and get right into it. My name is Mark Maddox. I am your host today and the man behind stocktrade.tips. So with that being said, let's do it. Let's party. We're checking on crypto first. Here's where this is at. I usually do this last, but I want to do it first. Bitcoin continues to bounce off 49.5, 49.7. I believe last night it even got to 49.9. It is now down to 48.5. So that's where crypto is, and clearly all of the altcoins continue to take their cue from Bitcoin for the most part, right? Solana broke out this week, which was glorious, and so that's cool. So here we go. First off, let me say this. There were a ton of insider trades that came in after the bell. Literally, none of them did I like. None. Maybe one. And one is because they were either, you can see over here, here, let me even pump up the screen more here. You can see it over here to the side. They were either amended filings, or they were option exercises, or they had pumped, or they've got low volume, and I'm not doing low volume anymore for the most part, unless something's just clearly. So I took some hints from my friends over at All Star Charts. I did post that in the channel. And so I'll be showing you those. But the first one I did like that I came across, like there are some really, like you can see them. There's some big size of 250, 150, 873,000, 4 million. Lot to size up on, a lot to digest. A lot came in after the bell. I thought I was liking this one. Now look at this. Wouldn't like this. But to get to it, I did like FireEye. Let me tell you why FireEye. Now, it was an amended filing as well. And so I did like FireEye because the president and CEO, that was one, but it was amended. It was not an exercise option. And he went fairly big, right? So 818, if we go to the chart, you can see what happened here. I'm on the left side of your screen so you can see more about what is taking place on this chart, right? So clearly it was trading directionally sideways, kind of like a channel down, and then it really just broke down, and you probably know why. Well, typically what we were seeing is because of the earnings, but on this one it was because it got downgraded on August 6th. The price target went from 24 to 20, right? So it gets this huge downgrade. Don't like it. And then what we have is on the 18th, you've got President and COO, which is really weird. President and Chief Operating Officer, you don't see that a lot. That's usually President and CEO. But anyway, it's 1702, right? So he gets in literally right where it's at. And he did it 2 days before, right? So it fell down. He hit the bottom. It has not popped back up. Now, chart does not look great. I will admit that. But before I get to what I think is the reason why, it does not have a big high short interest. It does not have its shares outstanding is fine. But here's what I'm seeing. So I go to VIG.io. My friends at VIG.io. I'm not paying for this service, right? We are at, FireEye stands at, if you see it, 1701 there. If you look at 1701, now this is on the 4 hour, right? The daily even looks better. It does not have a lot to chew through until you really start getting into the pivot point. The bull bear pivot. Does not have a lot of cheat through. And if we can get to the 50-day EMA, that's a 10% bump, right? And I can clearly see us getting through that. And this guy sees something, right? I don't know what the amended's going to be, but if we look back, I mean, this thing, I mean, it can run 10% easy to, Monday, tomorrow. So it does have, so it would hit the 20-day first before it actually hits the trend line, right? If it does break down, if it goes below really about 660, I'd cut it. I really would. All right, so that is FEYE. I like that from the insider, which is what we're known for here, right? We follow the insider, we follow the hedge funds. I will tell you that I'm using Fintel here. I did not see any hedge fund or fund action that was that had not already pumped. Melvin Capital, you may know them through GameStop and the AMC debacle with Robinhood included in that. They jumped on PAGs and they jumped on Weight Watchers, and 2 days later, both of those pumped when they jumped in. So, and then I just didn't see anything else I like. I know a lot of guys in my group like used to like EYEG. Shares were actually decreased in those, and then one fund held steady. So we don't see any upside or any big upside there. All right, so then I went to look at my buddies over at All Star Charts. They gave me a few ideas. I did like a couple of them. I did like IDT. I think some guys on the channel like this too. This is a telecom play. By the way, FireEye, that's a network security play. So that's a very good sector. But understand that FireEye is kind of a YOLO stock. Just want to let you know that. Let me look at my charts. Back to IDT now. IDT Telecom. Here's what happened. Broke down historically. It was in a phenomenal uptrend here. In fact, an up channel, and it was just kept bouncing off of the upper trend line. You just, I mean, when you see this, you think that it's gonna at some point it's got to bust that, and then boom, something happened. Right? It broke down. Well, what happened was on even here. It doesn't really give you. That's not a July. There's really no instance of what happened when it broke down, right? They did present. It was not an earnings call, but there's no reason why, or I can't see a reason why it broke down, and it continued to break down. But it broke down underneath the base trend line, and then now it has bounced off of a base support from the TA perspective. But here's what you got to like about this, right? So basically this is what you want to see out of this stock come Monday. You want to see it green. It should bust up through the 50-day, and you should have a clear shot almost, I'd say, to 46.5, and you're really looking to get above. If it gets above 50, it's definitely a buy. Just let you know that. All right. The share float on this one. The share float on this one is just 10 million. There's not real high short interest, so it's not going to squeeze. But it doesn't have a ton of volume, which I don't like. But they are helping out Haiti, and they're getting some really good press because of that, and so that's one of the reasons why I think that it will bounce up on Monday. Again, it does not have the high short interest that you like to see to get that squeeze, but it has its float is very, very small currently, and it's not going to take much to push this up, right? And it had momentum. It's looking to get that back. That's what we're looking for. Next up is SENS. Again, this was on the channel as well. This one's a little bit more. Really, it broke down really in July for various reasons, and then it just really kind of followed this lower trend line up, and is looking to get above that, and then you're going to, if you're looking at the TA, it is going to have to. I think it probably bounced off 372, but at that point, it's really got to make a decision in the next couple of days. This is really a good swing trade here. Its float is huge, right? Well, not huge, but it's big. But the high short interest is also big. It's at 22.23% on FinViz. I believe I've seen it higher on Yahoo. On August 19th, it was a buy for $6. So that's not too far from where we are now. But this is SCNS definitely makes sense. They're in healthcare, diagnostics, but we think this will bounce up and go to the level of interest you're looking for is 375. At that point, it probably breaks down. But in the next couple of days, I could see it actually breaking out above the 375 and probably even past the 418, 420 mark. And then your next level of interest is going to be around the 440, 450 mark. So, all right, those are the three stocks. I want to get to those quick. I don't see any questions. One is I'm recording this on Sunday. That's just the way it rolls. Nobody's really on YouTube. Do a couple things for you here on the swaggy stocks. Just updated this. Really interesting updates. Coin has gone to number 2. Supports always in your top 5 or 10. Wish has gone to number 1. It's not even close. You might want to keep an eye on that. That stock has been beaten down horribly, and I mean horribly. So keep your eye on that. But that is directionally bearish, right? So if you look at Sensonic, it's directionally bullish for the most part. IDT, obviously directionally bullish, which is what you want to see. And then FireEye, directionally sideways, but it's got to get above this, right? So this is why I'm calling this one the YOLO. Let me look if there's any more stocks that I... ATOS is still there. Clove has moved up, and CYTO has moved up from the old brain pan here. That said, we've looked at crypto. We've looked at FinViz. That's about all I have on this Sunday. I wanted to make it short. Again, there's no questions. I appreciate you guys on the channel. One thing that you might do is we play a little game called Power Hour at the last hour of trading every day. And I'm actually live streaming that now it's like, why not, right? Because I'm playing the game. It's just for beer and pizza money. So if you thought YOLO and options was a good idea on Reddit, on Wall Street Bets, or you thought YOLO and GME or AMC was a good idea, you'll love Power Hour. Now, we're not throwing our entire life savings into it. We're just playing it for beer and pizza. But it is a good time, and I've had very good feedback on that, and I will continue to live stream that as long as I possibly can. So with that said, guys, I really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome, especially if you're in the channel. Again, if you hadn't gone to stocktrade.tips Telegram, it's free. We only ask for, you guessed it, tips. With that said, watch your 6, go hard in the paint. We'll see you next time, guys. Appreciate you.